Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you will be fine, safe, and protected at your homes. Today, our topic is inert pair effect in the formation of ionic and covalent compounds. Before proceeding with our lesson today, I will like to share a motivational quote with all of you. No matter how long you have traveled in the wrong direction, you always have the choice to turn around. My dear students, there is always hope if you made up your mind to change to a better person. Keep this thing in your mind that nobody can do it for you. It's yourself who has to work hard, who has to strive to do something better. There is always a chance to turn from bad attitudes. We always have our choices, and good choices will lead us in a right way. Students, the new road has been waiting for us to turn onto it, and that road is full of endless possibilities and love. In this slide, we will discuss nature of M plus 2 and M plus 4 compounds, Fajan's rule, polarizability of anion, polarizing power of cation, covalent character of group 4 compounds, inert pair effect in the formation of ionic bond, inert pair effect in the formation of covalent bond, tetrahalides of group 4 elements, reaction with water, that is hydrolysis, why carbon tetrachloride is not hydrolyzed, difference between carbon tetrachloride and other tetrahalides. So let's begin. Nature of M plus 2 and M plus 4 compounds. Observation. Not all ionic compounds have high melting points. Some covalently bonded compounds have higher than expected boiling points due to dipoles in their structure. As you know, that there are some ionic, majority of the ionic compounds, they have got high melting point, but there are some exceptional cases in which the ionic compound is not having that much high melting point. And similarly, there are some covalent compounds as well who are having their higher boiling points due to dipoles in their structure. So what is the reason behind? In many substances, bonding is not 100% ionic or covalent. Fajan's rule. The feasibility of having some covalent character in a compound can be predicted using Fajan's rule. Now, what is Fajan's rule? The smaller the cation, the greater is the amount of covalent character in its compound. The smaller the cation, the greater is the amount of the covalent character in its compound. So we must know polarizability of anion, polarizing power of cation before discussing Fajan's rule. So what is polarizability of anions in chemistry? Polarizability is defined as the property of an anion to become polarized through the deformation of electron charge cloud by cation. The anions with large size, they are having high polarizability. That is, their electron charge cloud can be deformed by cation easily. That means that the atomic size of the anion is directly related with the polarizability. Greater the atomic size, greater will be the polarizability of that anion. Polarizability of an anion, it increases with the increase in the anionic size or anionic charge. For example, the polarizability of iodide ion is higher than fluoride ion due to large size of iodide ion. This is a diagram which is showing the deformation of electron charge cloud of A9, that is the polarizability of A9. As you can see that the cation, it is small and the A9 is large, and what is happening over here, that there is a deformation of electronic cloud in the A9, which ultimately results in the covalent character in many compounds. Polarizing power of cation. It is defined as the capability of a cation to distort the electronic charge cloud of an anion. Cation with smaller size and high positive charge, they have its high polarizing power. So we can say that the polarizing power is a term which is used for the cation, and polarizability is a term which is used for the anion. There is a slight difference between the two. The polarizing power of a cation, it is directly related with the charge present on it and inversely related with the size. As the polarizing power of cation increases, what happens? The covalent character of compounds also increases. That means that smaller the size of the cation, greater the charge on the cation, ultimately it will lead to greater polarizing power of cation, and hence the covalent character will also increase. Fajan rules for the prediction of bond character, that means covalent or ionic, it can be summarized in 2 points. Large cation with low positive charge plus small anion, this type of bond will be ionic. Small cation with high positive charge with a large anion, this type of particular bond is known as covalent. गर्ल्स, आप इस बात को जहन में रखें कि अगर आपका cation स्मॉल होगा और A9 large होगा तो only then there will be a covalent character in the compounds, because as we have already done in the previous slides that small cation and high charge cation, it ultimately leads to greater polarizing power of cation. और इसी तरीके से जो A9 है अगर वो बड़ा होगा तो क्या होगा कि पोलराइजिंग पावर उसकी ज़्यादा होगी, पोलराइजिंग पावर ज़्यादा होगी तो अल्टीमेटली कोवलेंट कैरेक्टर भी ज़्यादा होगा. तो फॉर अ कंपाउंड टू बी कॉल्ड एज कोवलेंट, स्मॉल cation विद हाई पॉजिटिव चार्ज प्लस लार्ज A9. वैसे तो आपने पढ़ा है कि बहुत जो मेटल और नॉन मेटल के बॉन्ड्स हैं वो आयनिक होते हैं, बट इट इज़ नॉट अ हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल. If the metal is of small size cation with high positive charge or large anion है, तो then that particular bond will be covalent. So let us consider some examples. Tin chloride SnCl2, it is ionic, while SnCl4 it is covalent. Why? Because in SnCl4 Sn plus 4 ion is present, which has a small size and high charge. देखिए स्मॉल साइज एंड हाई चार्ज, और अल्टीमेटली क्या होगा, हाई पोलराइजिंग पावर होगी, और एज अ रिजल्ट कोवलेंट कैरेक्टर विल अपीयर इन इट अकॉर्डिंग टू फजान्स रूल. Similarly, lead plus 4 compounds, they are covalent, and those of lead plus 2, they are ionic. Same is the reason over here that in lead plus 4 it has small size, high positive charge, and as a result greater polarizing power, it leads to the greater covalent character. Generally, we can say that the compounds of M plus 4, they are covalent, and those of divalent, they are ionic. As we move down the group, the tendency of the given cations to form ionic compounds, it increases. जैसा कि ऑलरेडी हम इनर्ट पेयर इफेक्ट में पढ़ चुके हैं कि ऊपर से नीचे आते हुए डाउन द ग्रुप the divalent ion stability, it is increasing due to inert pair effect. तो of course हम ये कह सकते हैं कि ऊपर से नीचे आते हुए the ionic compound formation की जो tendency है वो increase हो रही है due to increase in the stability of the divalent ion due to inert pair effect. Inert pair effect in the formation of ionic bond. If the elements in group 4 form plus 2 ions, what will happen? They will lose only the p electrons. As you know that in group 4, ns2 and np2 is the general electronic configuration. So if the elements in the group 4 they form plus 2 ion, so that means that only p electrons are involved in it. Only p electrons are lost, leaving the s2 pair unused. For example, to form lead-2 ion, lead will lose the two 6p electrons, but the 6s electrons will be left unchanged as inert pair. You would normally expect ionization energies to fall as you go down the group. As electrons get farther from the nucleus, that does not quite happen in group 4. ओके गर्ल्स, आयोनाइजेशन एनर्जी का ट्रेंड जो है वो हमने पहले फर्स्ट लेक्चर्स में पढ़ा था कि दैट इज़ इन्वर्सली रिलेटेड टू एटॉमिक साइज़. अगर आपकी प्रिडिक्शन होगी ट्रेंड की तो वो ये होगी कि ग्रुप 4 में जैसा ही आप ऊपर से नीचे मूव करेंगे फ्रॉम टॉप टू बॉटम, द एटॉमिक साइज इट इज़ इंक्रीजिंग एंड एज अ रिजल्ट द आयोनाइजेशन एनर्जी शुड फॉल. आयोनाइजेशन एनर्जी शुड डिक्रीज, दैट मीन्स. ओके, बट in group 4 that doesn't happen. Why? This means यानी इसका मतलब है कि it is slightly more difficult to remove the p electrons from lead than from tin. Look at the graph, girls. The ionization energy, first and second ionization energy, means that in this particular graph the +2 ion formation के लिए जो रिक्वायर्ड है एनर्जी उसको डिस्कस किया जा रहा है. कार्बन से लेकर लेड तक जाते हुए द आयोनाइजेशन एनर्जी इट इज़ डिक्रीजिंग. बट लुक एट टिन एंड लेड. द आयोनाइजेशन एनर्जी ऑफ लेड शुड बी लेस देन द टिन अकॉर्डिंग टू द ट्रेंड. बट what is happening over here, that the ionization energy of lead is slightly higher than tin. That means it is difficult to remove electron from the lead as compared to tin. The first chart which I have shown you right now shows how the total ionization energy needed to form the +2 ions varies as you go down the group. The values given were all in kilojoule per mole, and we have noticed the slight increase between the values of tin and lead. This means that it is slightly more difficult to remove the p electrons from the lead than from the tin. However, if you look at the pattern for the loss of all 4 electrons, अब हम देखेंगे कि सपोज अगर हम वो 4 के 4 जो वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं अगर उन सबको रिमूव करवाएं, means first 4 ionization energy data, so what will going to happen? The discrepancy between tin and lead is much more marked. The relatively large increase between tin and lead must be because the 6s2 pair is significantly more difficult to remove in lead than the corresponding 5s2 pair in tin. अभी प्रीवियस चार्ट में मैंने आपको दिखाया था कि टिन और लेड के दरमियान डिफरेंस आ रहा है. जब आप डाई पॉजिटिव आयन बनाते हैं तो लेड नीड्स मोर एनर्जी, स्लाइटली मोर एनर्जी एज कंपेयर टू टिन. बट what is happening in the formation of +4 ion, when all of the 4 electron will be lost, the discrepancy between tin and lead is much more marked, means is increased. ठीक है, what does it mean? As you can see over here that the lead it is having slightly more ionization energy than tin, and keep this thing in your mind that it is the data of first 4 ionization energies, means in the formation of +4 ion this much amount of energy is required. What is the reason for this discrepancy is that 6s2 pair is significantly more difficult to remove in lead as compared to 5s2 pair in tin. Why this is so? This is amazing that you need more energy to remove 6s electrons as compared to 5s. So let's have a look at the reason. The reason for all this lie in the theory of relativity. With the heavier elements like lead, there is what is known as relativistic contraction of the electron, which tends to draw the electron closer to the nucleus than you would expect. Because they are closer to the nucleus, they are more difficult to remove. The heavier the element, the greater this effect. यहाँ पर relativistic contraction of electrons की बात हो रही है, which is more pronounced in heavier elements like lead. इसमें होता क्या है कि इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जो हैं वो कंट्रैक्ट कर जाते हैं, यानी और एज अ रिजल्ट जो है वो आपका 6s जो होगा दैट विल बी मोर अट्रैक्टेड टुवर्ड्स द न्यूक्लियस एंड एज अ रिजल्ट more energy will be required too. This affects s electrons much more than p electron. In the case of lead, the relativistic contraction makes it energetically more difficult to remove the 6s electrons than you might expect. The energy releasing terms when the ions are formed. When the ions are formed, what are the energy releasing terms? Like lattice energy और hydration energy. जब आयन बनेगा तो lattice enthalpy भी उसमें रिलीज होगी और hydration enthalpy भी होगी. Obviously ये दो जो energies हैं, they are not enough in the case of lead to compensate for this extra energy. That means that it does not make any energetic sense for the lead to form +4 ions. ये चीज़ हमने inert pair effect से भी explain की थी और यहाँ पर यही चीज़ उन्होंने basically वही idea आपको relativistic contraction of the electrons के through दिया है, जिसमें होता क्या है कि जो electrons हैं they are held tighter towards the nucleus और as a result जो आपका outer 6s के electrons and they will get more tightly bound towards the nucleus and hence ultimately more energy will be required to make the ion. तो वो ये बताना चाह रहे हैं कि जो more energy required है +4 lead का बनाने के लिए वो compensate नहीं हो पा रहा इन एनर्जी रिलीजिंग टर्म्स से जो वो आयन बनेगा. फॉर एग्जांपल लैटिस एंथैल्पी और हाइड्रेशन एंथैल्पी, ये दोनों जो रिलीज होंगी एनर्जीज, ये कॉम्पनसेट नहीं कर रही उस एनर्जी को, तो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज़ नॉट एनर्जेटिकली फेवरेबल कि लेड +4 आयन बनाए. इनर्ट पेयर इफेक्ट इन द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड. Carbon normally forms 4 covalent bonds rather than 2. Using the electron in box notation, the outer electronic structure of carbon looks like this. There are 2 unpaired electrons in the electronic configuration of carbon. Before carbon form bonds, though it normally promotes one of the s electrons to the empty p orbital. Like you can see over here, this is the normal electronic configuration of carbon. This one 2s2 and 2px1, 2py1 and 2pz is empty. According to this particular electronic configuration, only 2 unpaired electrons are present over here. गर्ल्स केमिकल बॉन्डिंग का चैप्टर में हम डिस्कस करेंगे कि किसी भी एलिमेंट की इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिग्रेशन में जो नंबर ऑफ अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं वो आपको इस चीज़ का आइडिया देते हैं कि हाउ मेनी बॉन्ड्स कैन बी फॉर्म्ड. So in this electronic structure, as you people can see that there are 2 unpaired electrons over here. So this particular, according to this configuration, carbon can form 2 bonds only. But you know that carbon is tetravalent, carbon can form 4 bonds. So how carbon is making 4 bonds? How 4 unpaired electrons are produced? The promotion of 2s, one of the 2s electrons into the empty 2pz orbital will ultimately give 4 unpaired electrons which will be involved in bonding. So this process is known as hybridization. You have already done it. It is worth supplying the energy to promote the s electrons because अब कार्बन को डिस्कस कर रहे हैं कि कार्बन में जो 2s से जो इलेक्ट्रॉन जा रहा है 2pz में, ऑफ कोर्स इस प्रमोशन के लिए एनर्जी चाहिए बिकॉज द कार्बन कैन देन फॉर्म ट्वाइस एज मैनी कोवलेंट बॉन्ड, तो वो एनर्जी कॉम्पनसेट हो जाती है. लाइक अगर आपके पास कार्बन में पहले 2 बॉन्ड्स बन रहे थे, अब कार्बन में उस प्रमोशन के बाद कितने बॉन्ड्स बन रहे होंगे? 4 bonds बन रहे होंगे. तो एज अ रिजल्ट मोर एनर्जी विल बी रिलीज्ड इन द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ बॉन्ड विच विल कॉम्पनसेट द एनर्जी रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द एक्साइटेशन प्रोसेस. One possible explanation for the reluctance of lead to do the same thing, अब लेड क्यों नहीं ऐसा कर लेता जैसे कार्बन ने किया, लेड में ऐसा क्यों नहीं हो रहा कि 2s से एक इलेक्ट्रॉन प्रमोट होकर 2pz में जाए, तो उसकी रीज़न ये है कि बॉन्ड एनर्जीज जो है दे डिक्रीज एज यू गो डाउन द ग्रुप. बॉन्ड एनर्जी मीन्स कि जब ये बॉन्ड किस लेड का और हेलोजन का बनेगा तो जो एनर्जी रिलीज होगी. अब कार्बन के केस में जो 4 बॉन्ड्स बनेंगे एंड पे, कार्बन की चूंकि हेलोजन के साथ हाई बॉन्ड एनर्जी है तो अ लॉट ऑफ एनर्जी विल बी रिलीज्ड विच विल कॉम्पनसेट द फर्स्ट प्रोसेस, एक्साइटेशन प्रोसेस. बट इन दिस पर्टिकुलर केस द बॉन्ड एनर्जी ऑफ लेड टू हेलोजन बॉन्ड इज लेस. सो यहाँ पर जो कॉम्पनसेशन है वो वाली वो नहीं हो पाएगी. For example, the energy released when 2 extra PBX bonds are formed will no longer be enough to compensate for the extra energy needed to promote a 6s electron into the empty 6p orbital. So that's why lead plus 4 की existence, lead tetravalent जो है, tetravalent compounds जो lead के हैं उनकी existence नहीं होती उस तरह से, वो stable नहीं होते. Now we will discuss the chlorides of carbon, silicon and lead. They all have the formula XCl4. They are all simple covalent molecules with a typical tetrahedral shape. All of them are liquids at room temperature, although at room temperature lead 4 chloride will tend to decompose to give lead 2 chloride and chlorine gas. Lead 2 chloride. Lead 2 chloride is a white solid, melting point 501 degrees C. It is very slightly soluble in cold water but more soluble in hot water. Lead chloride as being mainly ionic in character. Stability. At the top of group 4, the most stable oxidation state is +4, as we have already done in inert pair effect. This is the oxidation state shown by the carbon and the silicon in carbon tetrachloride and silicon tetrachloride. These therefore have no tendency to split up to give dichlorides. क्योंकि टॉप मोस्ट के जो मेंबर्स हैं ये कार्बन और सिलिकॉन, इसमें वैसे ही +4 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट स्टेबल है, तो ये वाले जो इनके कंपाउंड्स होंगे ये ऑलरेडी स्टेबल है, so they will not decompose any more. However, the relative stability of the +4 oxidation state falls as you go down the group, and the +2 oxidation state become the most stable by the time you get to lead. Same वही बात कि डाइवेलेंट +2 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट की स्टेबिलिटी डाउन द ग्रुप जब आप लेड तक पहुंचते हैं कार्बन से तो इंक्रीज कर रही होती है, और +4 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट की स्टेबिलिटी एज यू मूव फ्रॉम कार्बन टू लेड ये डिक्रीज कर रही होती है. लेड 4 क्लोराइड आपको पता है कि ये स्टेबल नहीं है इतना, क्योंकि मैंने आपको बताया कि +4 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट की जो स्टेबिलिटी है वो डिक्रीज कर रही है एज यू गो डाउन द ग्रुप, सो इट विल डीकम्पोज एट रूम टेम्परेचर टू गिव द मोर स्टेबल लेड 2 क्लोराइड एंड क्लोरीन गैस एज इंडिकेटेड बाय दिस पर्टिकुलर इक्वेशन. नाउ reaction with water. Reaction of tetrahalides of group 4 with water. All the tetrahalides chlorides except carbon tetrachloride are hydrolyzed by water, as you can see in these equations. The ease of hydrolysis increases down the group. The reason we will discuss later on. In case of lead tetrachloride, the heat evolved is enough to decompose PbCl4. This is the equation of the hydrolysis of lead tetrachloride. Mechanism of hydrolysis. Hydrolysis takes place in 2 steps. First step. In this step, oxygen atom of the water, this is water molecule. So here are 4 water molecules, and this is the group 4 tetrahalide which is to undergo hydrolysis. As you can see over here that these 4 water molecules, they are making coordinate covalent bond with this central element which is of group 4. It can be silicon, germanium, tin and lead. This type of bond in which the water molecule, it is donating an electron pair, donating a lone pair, is known as coordinate covalent bond. In the second step, what is going to happen? That 4 HX molecules are eliminated from that unstable intermediate compound. Like this, you can see when 4 HX are removed, these OH, they will be with the central element, they will get attached with the central element, and as a result this particular compound is formed. Now the question is, why carbon tetrachloride is not hydrolyzed? Among the tetrahalides of group 4 elements, only carbon tetrachloride is the only one chloride which is not hydrolyzed. All the other remaining tetrahalides, they undergo hydrolysis. Now we will look at the reason why it happens. Carbon tetrachloride does not react with water. If carbon tetrachloride is added to water, two immiscible layers are formed. What is the reason? First reason is, as I've already told you about the mechanism of the hydrolysis, that water molecule has to approach the central atom. So in the case of carbon, it is a small atom and it is surrounded with big chlorine atoms. So as a result, the water molecule, they face difficulty in approaching the bulky molecule. Even if the water molecule successfully gets in, the transition state is very cluttered and unstable, and the activation energy is very high. Second most important reason is that the carbon atom, being the member of group period number 2, it means it, second period member means that it has two valence shells, two shells, and in the second shell there is no vacant d orbital available, which has to accommodate the lone pairs donated by donor oxygen atom of water molecule. Girls, ये वाली स्लाइड है, इसमें मैंने आपको बताया था कि यहाँ पर वाटर मॉलिक्यूल अपना इलेक्ट्रॉन पेयर, ऑक्सीजन का जो लोन पेयर है, वो डोनेट करते हैं इस सेंट्रल एलिमेंट को. तो ऑफ कोर्स अगर ये 4 वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स अपना इलेक्ट्रॉन पेयर इस सेंट्रल एलिमेंट को डोनेट करेंगे, तो दैट मीन्स द सेंट्रल एलिमेंट मस्ट पोजेस एम्प्टी orbitals to accommodate the lone pairs coming from the water molecules. In the case of carbon, there are two shells. There is no empty d orbital available which can accommodate these lone pairs. So that's why it do not undergo hydrolysis. But all the other remaining tetrahalides of group 4, they have vacant d orbital in their valence shell, so they can undergo hydrolysis. On the other hand, silicon, germanium and tin have vacant d orbitals which can accept the lone pairs. Silicon, germanium and tin tetrachlorides hydrolyzes in water to form an oxide and steamy fumes of hydrogen chloride gas, and there is a general equation which is written over here. Lead 4 chloride behaves similarly as silicon, germanium and tin tetrachlorides. However, the heat released during the reaction would tend to decompose lead 4 chloride to lead 2 chloride. जो रिएक्शन में हीट रिलीज होती है इन द केस ऑफ लेड, दैट विल डीकम्पोज लेड टेट्राक्लोराइड टू लेड क्लोराइड. एज यू नो दैट इट इज less stable, and lead chloride is in the divalent form, it is more stable, so a little bit decomposition occurs at this stage. Carbon tetrachloride undergoes hydrolysis when superheated steam is used. So when we use high energy, in that particular case carbon tetrachloride can also undergo hydrolysis, resulting in the production of phosgene gas, which is COCl2 and HCl. The ease of hydrolysis now we will discuss. The hydrolysis reactions become more vigorous as we move down the group. This is because going down the group, the carbon halogen and the metal bond, it becomes longer. A longer bond has a longer bond energy and it is more easy to be broken. Now what is the difference between carbon tetrahalide and the remaining tetrahalides? There are two main differences. Number one, the carbon tetrachloride is not hydrolyzed, while other tetrahalides undergo hydrolysis due to the absence of d orbital. And the second main reason is, except the tetrahalides of carbon, those of silicon, germanium, and tin and lead, it reacts with the halides, and as a result, a complex hexahalo complex ion like this is formed. Um, but carbon do not undergo this type of reaction. Carbon cannot form these type of complex ions. The reason is the same as that of the hydrolysis, that carbon do not have empty vacant d orbital to accommodate the lone pairs of the um, halogen ion. Thank you, that's all for today. Stay home, stay safe.